Well, today is April 22nd, of course, Earth Day today, and employees at the Corps of Engineers have been marking the 40th anniversary of Earth Day with many events and activities.
The Corps is the world's largest public engineering, design, and construction management agency. Two Savannah District Corps employees are joining us today to talk about how their work supports the concept of Earth Day. So please welcome Chief of Hazardous, this is a long title, Hazardous, Toxic, and Radioactive Waste, Sherry McCumber, good morning, and the Chief of the Regulatory Division, Russ, Kaiser.
Good morning.
That stuff put on a name tag. Yeah. We're like, oh, here comes toxic. Or...
We use that's a good one. Yeah, we use a lot of acronyms to get by with all that.
Well, tell us about where we are celebrating Earth Day today, and obviously, you know, a lot of people might not necessarily put the two together, you know, Corps of Engineer, Earth Day, and those things, but really very important to how we move forward with the agency.
Well, we see the Corps of Engineers as the nation's environmental engineer. And here, just locally, though, in Savannah, we're about up to 1,000 folks that work for the district. And here in Savannah, about 700, then we have satellite offices, okay? Out of that, at any given time, at least 10% of our employees are dedicated environmental professionals. We have engineers, geologists, other scientists, biologists as well, that do various aspects of environmental work, okay? We have a full spectrum. I work with environmental investigation and cleanup. We specialize in HTRW, like you said, hazardous, toxic, radioactive waste cleanup. Russ, of course, is in regulatory. They do work with the Clean Water Act, and he can tell you more about that. But I also wanted to mention that we're divided into divisions, and our planning division, it works very heavily with our civil works projects. We look at endangered and threatened species. Our operations division does a lot with conservation on our lakes. We have hydropower systems that they manage and oversee. And so we do things across the Corps that are related to the environment, and a lot of people just don't know that. So we just wanted to
throw it out there. Yeah. Talk very quickly about what attracted you to do this job and the availability out there for other women who might be interested in this field.
Well, my family, I'm from Savannah, Georgia, and my family's from this area, the southeast, and a long line of farmers. And, you know, I went to a presentation one time about pesticides in the soil and how farming, you know, contributes to that, and I'd never heard of environmental engineering before, and it just really hit me hard. I thought, oh man, this is something really amazing that you could do. And you know, it's kind of the opposite of what maybe in the past we had done. And so I thought cleanup, you know, being a steward of the earth kind of thing, you know, I know that sounds real, you know, tree huggery kind of stuff. If I'm a tree hugger, okay, yes, I said it. But anyway, that just attracted me to it, and pursued it, went to school, did all that stuff, but the real learning comes from doing the work.
Yeah.
And being at the Corps is a wonderful opportunity, and I've loved every minute of it.
To see that all in action, and it does start with oneself in terms of doing that, but also with the business and keeping over and making sure that, you know, the environment stays clean and the water stays clean, and that's kind of where you come on in.
It is, and we have about 25,000 miles of waterways, including streams and rivers, and about 5.5 million acres of wetlands. And it's part of our responsibility to ensure that we're protecting those aquatic resources, those functions, and ensure that through our regulatory actions, we're making fair, well-balanced decisions that promotes economic development, but at the same time, protecting those aquatic resources. So when we're looking at projects, we're looking first to ensure that projects are avoiding impacts to the environment, to the aquatic resources. Second, minimizing. And then third, mitigating. So those functions that can't be avoided or minimized are mitigated. It might be going to mitigation banks or in the fee programs. And again, when I talk about mitigation, I'm talking about replacement. So if you're going to impact an acre of a wetland, we may require that you mitigate or compensate for those functions. And it might be restoring or enhancing 2 to 3 acres of wetlands. So again, we're ensuring that overall net loss is, or that there's a net positive benefit to the aquatic resources that we're mandated to protect.
U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, it's downtown Savannah. You're a big presence there. People don't always know what you do, but you gave us just a little sample today. There's so much more, and they can go to your website. And thank you for all you do in participating in Earth Day as well.
Well, thank you very much. And we just have a couple of little bags for you.
Oh, we appreciate it. Tell us we got to go. We'll be back.